In the last section, we did some basic I/O to demonstrate how asynchronous callbacks are used. In this section, we'll discover that the file system module is capable of much more than reading and writing files. To start things off, we'll focus on techniques for working with the file system in Node, from transforming paths to managing files. To facilitate interaction with the file system, Node has a distinct module for handling paths. The path module doesn't actually interact with the file system. It's simply a string utility for path manipulation and resolution. Since the file system separator can vary based on platform, you can reference the character for the current system using the set property. You might use this property to generate an array of all the folders in the path for the current working directory. If you have a path that may contain dots or double system separators, the path module can normalize it for you. Using the join method, you can combine parts of a path together into a complete normalized string. Whereas the join method merely merges path fragments, the resolve method will use the path fragments to simulate path traversal. In other words, it will take your parameters in left to right order and use them to navigate from one location to another as if you were using the cd or change directory command. There are a variety of ways to extract parts of a path. You can find the directory name of a path using the dir_name method. You can also get the base name for a file path with the basename method. If your file has an extension, you can extract that too, using the xname method. By passing an extension string as the second parameter to the basename method, you can get just the file name. Now that we know how to manipulate paths, let's find out how to get information about files and directories. For that, we'll need to use the stat method of the file system module. To get stats for a resource, pass its path to the stat method along with a callback. In the callback, the second parameter will be a stats object. This object will have methods to determine the file type, such as is directory or is file. The stats file also contains properties such as the date of the last modification or the size of the resource in bytes. You can format the full list of properties using the inspect method of the util module. The file system module has other methods available for managing files and directories. We can easily find out if a resource is present in the file system by using the exist method. As usual, the result is returned to our callback. By using the readdir method, we can get an array of file names in a directory. The file system module also has methods for directory management. We can create directories, rename them, and also delete them. There are a wealth of other commands available for advanced tasks, such as creating symlinks, changing file permissions, etc. As an alternative to readdir for listing resources on your system, you may want to try the glob module. With glob, you can match files and directories using Unix shell-style wildcard patterns. To demonstrate, we can modify the last example to list all the PNG files in the image directory. In this screencast, we covered some fundamental techniques for working with the file system in Node. We learned how to manipulate paths and find out information about files using the stat method. Finally, we reviewed other essential methods built into the file system module for managing files and directories. In the next screencast, we'll tackle a couple of different approaches to file I/O.